In one of my last videos, somebody asked a question in the comment asking if one could use one of these older camcorders as a security camera. And by the way, this is my Canon DC100 mini DVD camcorder. And I've been talking about this camcorder quite a bit in my last few videos. I think it's slowly becoming one of my favorite older camcorders to use for fun. But anyways, the question was, can you use this as a security camera using the AV port that is available here in the side of the camera? And yeah, most of these older camcorders, even going back to the 90s, even with high 8 or 8mm camcorders, some of them had that AV port on the side, which you could use. And the answer is yes, you can use this older camcorders as a security camera, as long as you have the right equipment for it. So in this video, I'm going to be testing it out. I'm going to be using this as a security camera, outputting the AV video signal into a receiver, in this case my portable DVD player. And I'm going to be testing it out also wirelessly later in the video, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, going back to what you will need, first of all, you're going to need a camcorder that has the AV port into the side of the camera. Of course, it has to work. And another thing that you have to test is that if your camcorder will stay on, it will still provide a signal, even if you don't touch it for a while, right? Because the whole idea is that you're going to have this camcorder somewhere in a different room, and it will still provide the signal through the AV connection to whatever receiver that you're using. So one way to test it out is, of course, to just leave it on for a while and don't touch it. Don't touch any of the buttons, don't press any of the buttons, don't adjust any of the settings. And in most of these camcorders, the camcorder will stay on as long as you have it plugged into the power. So that's going to be key. You're going to have to plug it in using the cable into the outlet and make sure that it's plugged in, and it should still provide a signal through the AV connection. One thing that you should keep in mind is that the signal most likely is not going to be a clean signal. So you're still going to get a lot of the little icons that you see here on the side, like the battery indicator and indicator saying that there's no DVD inside. And just a few things in here in the monitor or in the screen, you're still going to be able to see that. But when it comes to this application, it doesn't really matter. It should be just fine. Another thing that you should keep in mind is that a lot of these camcorders, especially from Canon, I've noticed, they use a proprietary cable to use the AV port. So you're going to really need, well, ideally, you're going to need the cable that came in with the camcorder. And if you don't have it, like I don't, for example, you can still use a standard cable like this one that you can still get at any store, electronic store, with the 3 RCA connections on the other side. But note that it's not necessarily going to have the video signal in the yellow cable as it usually is. So for example, in this one, it doesn't give me the video signal in the yellow. It gives me, I think it's in the red one that ended up being outputting the video signal for some reason. But anyways, even if you have a standard cable, it will still work. So for this video, I'm going to be using this portable DVD player. This is a Sony portable DVD player. I'm not sure I have the part number here. Oh, okay, here it is, the DVP-FX930. I love using this DVD player for my videos because it has a great feature in the side where that has a video input signal or a port that you can use with AV connections. And yeah, I'm going to be using this one for this test. And again, this portable DVD player, ideally you're going to be using it with the cable that it came with. However, I don't have that cable, so I'm going to be using this other cable that I found somewhere a while ago. And yeah, it has the standard jack here on one side that you can plug it into the video input port. And again, since it's a proprietary cable that you're supposed to be using it with, the video doesn't output into the yellow, it outputs into the black port for some reason. But anyways, and I'm using a coupler here to do the test. So the whole idea is that you're gonna be using your camcorder as your video source. Let's go ahead and turn this guy on. You plug in your camcorder cable to the AV port here on the side, and here's the other end of that cable, and here's the other end of your receiver right here. And I think in this case, for this cable, the video was on the red jack, so I'm going to be using this coupler to connect it to the DVD player. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn on the DVD player. And there it is. And to activate the input, the RCA or the AV input, there's a button here on the side of my DVD player that says input. So I'll press that button and it should give you the signal. Maybe I was wrong about this connection. Maybe it is the white one that does the video. Let's see. And there it is. I think it's working now. There you go. But anyways, it does work as long as you have it connected the right way, and as long as you have the right cables. You should be able to use this as a security camera. And again, as long as you have the power cable for the camcorder, make sure that you have it plugged in while you're using it, and the camcorder will stay on, outputting the signal to your receiver for as long as you have it plugged in. That's the whole idea. So now, yes, this works well, right? We already tested that. I wanted to add a little spin to this video because I don't think it's very, it's not ideal to have a cable running essentially from your source to your receiver, right? So I wanted to add a little bit of a spin to the whole idea. So what about, instead of having the connections coupled together physically, what if you have a wireless connection between these two? That way you can have your camcorder somewhere outdoors and your receiver or your TV, in this case a DVD player, somewhere inside. So that's when I thought about this items that I had. This is an AV wireless transmitter and receiver, also known as an AV sender. I reviewed this product a few videos ago in my channel, so make sure to check out that one. And this is from a company called One for All. So it's essentially a wireless TV sender, and this is your transmitter, and this right here is your receiver. And it works pretty easily. You plug it into the power, of course, and then you get your inputs in the transmitter and your receiver in the other side. So again, the idea is, okay, what if I have this somewhere outdoors, like in my balcony, for example, and output the video signal that in this case goes into the white cable, and I plug it in here in the video port, the yellow one. Have it also powered in to the outlet, and wirelessly transmit the signal to the receiver. Use your receiver, plug it into the wall inside, and use your connect it to my DVD player right here, using the video port right here. Alright, so this is how my outdoor setup works here in my balcony. I have set up my camcorder on a tripod, also connected to the power right here, and essentially have it pointing towards the bird feeder over there. And I have turned it on, so it is producing a signal It's a little dim, so I don't know if you'll be able to see the screen over there, but it is on, and it will stay on even with the screen closed, as long as it's connected to the power. And I have here the AV cable on the AV port connected to this AV transmitter, wireless transmitter here on this table. I have it also plugged into the power. I have the video signal, as I said before, is on the white cable instead of the traditional yellow. And I have it plugged into the yellow port in the transmitter. I also turned it on. It's already plugged into the power. And I have it set up at channel number 2 for the transmission. So that's my outdoor setup, and then I'm gonna go back indoors and I'll be setting up the receiver. Right, and here's my indoor setup. I have the wireless TV sender receiver here plugged into the power. I have the video signal coming in wirelessly, of course, and then output into the portable DVD player, into the AV in port of the DVD player. And I also have the DVD player plugged into the power as well. And the signal should be coming in wirelessly from outdoors in my balcony all the way here. So let's go ahead and see if it works. Let's turn on this guy. And of course it defaults to trying to read a disk, so I have to press the input button, and there it is. There's my signal, wireless signal. A little bit glitchy, of course. You can see some of the lines popping in the connection. Of course, being an older wireless sender is going to have some kind of interference. But you can see it, and it is in color. And actually, I'm surprised how well you can see the signal. There's the bird feeder that I told you about before. And again, a live connection from outdoors in my balcony, connecting with the camcorder from back in the early 2000s. I think that camcorder is from back in 2007. And I don't know how old this wireless sender is, but it's probably from the 2010s, maybe early 2000s as well. And this DVD player, I've had it for at least a decade. It's quite old. So very old equipment, but it still works, and you can technically still use it as kind of like as a home monitoring system. And like I mentioned before, you can still see the icons because it's not a clean signal. And it's telling you that it's the standard definition, it's an automatic, and if it had the time and the date set up, it will show up in here. And this is telling me that there's no disk in the camcorder, but that's okay. The whole idea is that you can use this as a security camera and a security monitoring system. Anyways, I'm glad that it works. It's an interesting idea for a video. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it that way, but it's another way that you can still use older electronics with as a modern day, for the modern day, essentially. If you want to keep on using some of your older equipment that still works, this might be a good application for it.